Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is Motorsport Manager episode number 12. We head to Sochi, aka Black Sea, for the Russian Grand Prix. Similar to the real life course setup, fairly close anyway. 60 lap race ahead of us. It's round 12 of 16 in the championship. And we're ready to get things underway with practice for the race weekend. You might have noticed on the graphic that was up before I hit continue, the weather, heavy rain expected in both qualifying and the race. It might be sunny now during practice, but we are looking to see some heavy rain. So in terms of tactical approach, it's going to be really hard to figure out what would work best, not knowing what the rain conditions are. Is it going to be solid rain for 60 laps? Could be. Looks like we're actually going to open practice itself with some heavy rain. So this was the one that was supposed to be dry. You can see it's going to be full on wets here in just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and start with full wets instead of intermediates, because this is going to give us the opportunity to prepare. Well, you know what? Actually, no, we're not. We're not, because it's going to take some time to change. And right now we could at least pick up a little intermediate bonus, and then we'll come in and change to the wets. Actually, I won't have that penalty right now, will I? Okay. Well, let's go ahead and change then. Let's go ahead and change, because we haven't actually started the session yet. Okay, race trim, absolutely. We'll go for that. And qualifying trim here. Vern's still locked into his 1.0. You know what? I'm not even going to change it. We're going to mix it up here. I have enough faith that we are going to get to both sets of bonuses. Just have one driver working on one and one on the other. It's a pretty long lap around here. So we head back into the garage. Okay, 87% right off the bat's not bad. .94 for Vern. That's really good. I think we're going to push towards top speed and understeer. We'll see if that's the right direction to go. Hey, it's still going to rain for a little while. Looks like it's never going to fully dry out. Little mistake here in the setup. The downforce needs to go back the other way. The handling needs to go right to the edge. Speed balance might be okay like that, but we've got to get a little more with the handling. Not quite. Okay. That we can give a shot to. We need just a hair more on the downforce though. Right to the edge. Similar issues here. Downforce going the wrong direction. Okay, that's pretty good. We were great. We're still great. Okay, that locks that in where it was. We're going just a hair more here. Not sure if that's good or bad. We'll find out. I think I can let Vern run his 3 laps though. Or at least a bit. We'll wait until the track dries out. Ocon's going to come in right away though. Rain is slowing. There we go. Very close with Ocon. 99. Keep him on the wets for a little bit. Fern locking up. I'll let them stay out until it's time to change for the tires. Speaking of tires, how are we looking? We're going to get level 2 here in just a moment. There's level 2. Can we get it up to level 3? Track's down to wet. It's going to slow the rate of progression a bit. Vern is getting ready to come in. Let's see, where is he? Still a ways to go. Track's down to damp, so we're going to be going to a dry compound. I think we might hit level 3 before Vern gets back in. Yep, actually, we are. So they're both going to change. Okay, 2 purples. But we did go the wrong direction on the handling. The nice thing is it's obvious where we need to go to get that last little bit. Right there, actually. Now we're still working on the qualifying race trim. So there's that. And now it's a 60 lap race. So the super softs would definitely make a 2-stopper work. And there's every chance that we're going to have a stretch where we're going to want to be on the super softs. But I have the level 3 bonus for the wets. And they can certainly cover half the race. So that's probably where the bonus will go. Most likely. So we can at least get a qualifying bonus out of the ultras. And the last 20 laps. I mean, if anything, you got a 2-stopper on ultras. And maybe you have a short stint in between or either side of rain. Okay, Ocon coming in. He'll be in just a second. Where is he at? On the edge of pit road now. 11 and a half minutes left. $99. So let's do that. Do that. Squeezing 20 laps for Ocon's a little bit tougher, but I know it's supposed to pour at some point during the race. So I mean, we are going to have a situation where it'll make sense. Let's go ahead and ride with Vern because he's on the qualifying trim. It's going to cover a shorter period of time. Tire heating looks good. Giving us the opportunity to push a little bit here and there. Okay, he's onto his in-lap. Race trim just hit level 2. Qualifying trim is done. So Vern coming in right now. We can send him back out on the race trim to make sure we get that bonus done. %. I think we're close enough on that one now. So race trim, 12 laps. Stay on the ultras. And now it's just a matter of letting it run. Now the race trim and the ultra soft are in a very similar place. And they both should be hitting that bonus here in a little bit. Currently, we're running in P8 and P11. At the times we've been able to put in. Ocon, who's never even run a qualifying sim, he's had that 12 laps of fuel, has put in that kind of time. Bonuses achieved. Hamilton goes fastest in practice. Bottas goes fastest on the last lap. Okay, well, it's dry right now. I don't know how long it's going to stay dry. Rain's coming early. About the 6-minute mark, which means we need to send both cars out right away. Okay, about a few second gap. Now we go with Vern. Vern's on that whole 1.0 form, so I'm going to try to support Ocon. There we go. So let's go right with Ocon. And where are you? You're on the long, slow down here, heavy braking zone. More than 90-degree turn. Alright, tire temps are already where they need to be. Now it's going to be mostly about managing the brake temps. Another big right-hander. Perfect on the tire temps. Brake temps are a bit overheated, but Vern has the exact same issue. And we get our lap rolling. Get out of the way, guys. Get out of the way. He gets just ahead of the... Oh, he doesn't. Ocon. Come on. They're just coming out of the pits. They are not up to speed. Running side by side, this is disastrous for Ocon's lap, as he is being blocked off by a couple cars. He might be purple right now, but that's because he's the first one to finish the first sector. It is faster than Vern, though, by nearly 1/10 of a second. Just like that, they're already a second down to Lewis Hamilton. At least it's Hamilton. Bottas now quickest. The gap now is still slightly favorable towards Ocon, ahead of Vern. And, oh my goodness, exact same time. 1 millisecond between Vern and Ocon. Vern being classified ahead by a single millisecond. Wow. But still, way off the pace compared to everybody else. We're ahead of Alonso. Only car we're ahead of right now. We're a full second behind Grosjean, Kvyat, and here comes that rain. Times are about to start slowing down. Times are going to start slowing down. Can we stay above the elimination zone? Hopefully this rain is here to stay. Track stamp. It's going to slow these guys down. Massa, 4.4 down. Yeah, it's not slowing them down enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. Ocon out in Q1 unless the track dries out before the end. Kubica, they were both slowed, but not slow enough. Kubica 1/10 of a second ahead, so 21-22. And it's going to stay wet to the end, so that's it. Qualifying's done. We're ahead of one team. No point doing another flying lap. It's wet. Times are not going to change at all. Kvyat spun. Yellow flag messing up everybody's laps anyway, but you can see everybody's white. Most of the cars not even coming out. No point, really. Bottas goes quickest. That was crazy close. We were initially classified on exact same time. So it was less than a millisecond. But when you compared it to another driver, then you saw the minor gap. Vettel and Leclerc quickest this time. Hamilton and Bottas 13th and 16th. The rain hit again this time. You can see huge time gaps. The top 10 versus everybody else. Sainz looked like he got caught in between, 4.5 seconds behind. Top 9. Williams, George Russell, 9th place. And that is entirely... So really it's just 9 cars. Sainz got caught in between, no man's land. He was partially dry and then partially wet. Everybody else... Those are laps on intermediates. So this time the tactics greatly affected the race. Q1, no impact, but Q2, heavily. These guys did not get dry laps in, so you got both Mercedes and both Red Bulls out in Q2. Along with the 2 Toro Rossos, and they're pretty strong as well. So you can see those 3 teams all affected by going out at the wrong time on the wrong tire. That's going to potentially make this an easy race for Ferrari with all their closest competitors knocked out. Russell's going to get his butt kicked here, finishing in 12th. It's wet, though. It is wet. So we'll see. The track's drying out. Anybody going to get a lap in? One driver improves, it's Magnussen. So a Haas starting from row 2 along with the McLaren. It's Vettel and Leclerc. Front row lockout. They're going to pull away early if they don't make a mistake to start this race. Leclerc starts from second, and somebody said, rubbish. Alright, well, we're ready to go. We are ready to go. But we need to know, what are we in for? It's going to get wet fairly early. That's definitely intermediate territory. And that's 4 or 5 laps, 6 laps. Where you need the intermediates before going back to the dry tire. So yes, I want to start on the ultras. That does not look like heavy rain, so we're going to take the ultra bonus and the race trim. I think I do plan to stop for intermediates when the time comes. Also, that's part of the strategy of starting on the ultras and not going for something long term and just sticking it out. Oh, and of course strategy's unlocked, so Mercedes just missed out again instead of getting choice of tires. We're just about the only one starting on the Ultras from the back of the grid. There we go. 5 red lights in Sochi. Long straightaway to get things moving here. Ocon really slow off the line, but Vern gets an okay start. Ocon finds the inside. He's going to be around the outside here, so it's going to be hard not to slide backwards. Vern just about conceded the inside and cost himself a position. He drops 22nd, Ocon to 24th, but you see Giovinazzi goes wide, coming out of, I think they call it turn 5, whatever it is. Goes wide coming out of turn 5 and drops back to the last place, but he recovers. He's just a second down. Hamilton off to a good start. He's quickly up to P7 now. But meanwhile, Ferrari did not get a tremendous jump. Guess what happens in Sochi? Third place is always the best spot to start from. Leclerc's in third, Vettel's in second, and in the race lead, starting from third, Grosjean. Or was it Magnussen? I think it was Grosjean. So Grosjean into the race lead. Alonso locked up, the whole back end of the field locked up. My guys might have. Tires are where we want them, or we have not made our way through the grid, so let's go ahead and settle down a little bit. Ocon battling for 22nd. Whole field within 10 seconds of each other. Ocon's still battling, but he's been around the outside most of it. Ooh, Vern, terrible run off the final corner. And Alonso goes around, but Vern's going to get back to the inside, but this is going to, again, become the outside here in just a moment. Albon with a lockup. Others as well. Quite a few notifications in there, which we need to see count. We are at the back of the grid anyway. Save fuel for later. And we're going to keep an eye on that rain. It's going to come awfully soon. I might push earlier than later, so we'll drive neutral for a couple laps here. Vern with the lockup. Comes with the territory of a 1.0 form. Hamilton already up to P4. We still have a little while before the rain's going to hit. So the Mercedes, both of them, making their way quickly through the field. Grosjean from the lead has slipped to third with the two Ferraris reclaiming the position. But the two Mercedes have come through the field to come up to fourth and fifth, and they're actually on a tire that's going to last longer than the entire rest of the top 14. The only other two cars outside of the top 14 on the Ultras are, well, my two cars. Lap 7, rain coming soon, and heavy rain coming again at lap 30. No, that's grip coming back at lap 30, so it's going to dry out. No sign of rain later in the race, at least not at this point. Vern riding Alonso's rear, Massa riding our rear. It's all orange and blue though. Ricardo has pit, so I'm not sure what happened with him, but he has pit and put on fresh super softs, assuming some sort of collision or flat spot, maybe a puncture. So that puts Ocon up to 23rd, and we are going to start pushing, but only pushing for now. I don't want to overheat yet. Oh, and there's the first sprinkles. Now we just need some ice cream for those sprinkles. Oh, wrong kind of sprinkles. It's raining. Now it's starting to pick up the spray along with the pushing. We're starting to get ahead. Ocon, you're already overheating, so just attack now. I'm going to take a little risk here, but we're at the back end of the field, and we're going to be pitting for intermediates shortly. Not yet. It's only damp right now. Nobody's pitting yet. Okay, still just damp. Still damp. Anybody pitting yet? Yes. First car is coming in. One of the McLarens. Norris is coming in. We're down to 28% on Ocon. So Ocon's going to come in for intermediates. And then we're going to run them really hard because we're not going to be on them for very long. So we're going to stay pushing. I know tire heating will be an issue, but pushing should be good for the pace ultimately. So Ocon pits now. It's a good stop. In and out. Still in 23rd right now, but here comes the Renault of Ricciardo and come out in 24th. Ricciardo did not put on intermediates. Kvyat and Norris, who also pit, did. We are just about to cross the threshold where we need the intermediate, so let's go ahead and do it now. Again, the tire wear does not support staying out anyway. We would have gotten one more lap maybe. So we'll speed it up until we head into the pits. Burn in for his stop. And it's a good one. And it is wet now, so the conditions are at that point where we are on the correct tire. There's Ricciardo, and we go right on by. That's what being on the right tire and pushing will do for you. Ocon, not far ahead here of Vern. But it was the other way around, wasn't it? So Ocon gained that much time on the lap. But can we make up for the pit delta with not very many cars stopping? Yellow flag. Pierre Gasly has crashed. He's on the red wall tire. So Gasly out of the race. Run on the wets. Rain is already starting to back off a little bit. Lap 15. Now Ocon has caught up to Alonso, moved up into 17th. So we are making gains very quickly right now. Norris is making gains very quickly. He's up to 7th. Kvyat's up to 13th. We are definitely making our way through the field. We're almost to the height of the rain period. But it's not going to dry out just yet, so we're going in the right direction. Ocon, 16th, 15th. Vern, Ocon with a mistake. Tire wear is just fine, so it's okay that we're pushing. And we're going to save fuel for later. So that's 14 now. Rain hasn't stopped, but it's really slowed down, so the track is starting to dry out slightly. Here on lap 18. Grosjean pitting. Stays on the Ultras. We're up to 10 and 11 now, and the track is beginning to dry quickly. Not too quickly. We're still getting some sprinkles. Let's go times 4. There's the Red Bull of Max Verstappen. That is for position. Ocon up to 9th. Leclerc is pitting. He's going to come out in 5th. Raikkonen pitting. We're up to 8 and 10. Track is down to damp. The advantage is nearly gone. We're going to watch the time to Verstappen. So we're going to see if we continue to gain on him. Vern is awfully close behind, so we'll watch from Vern's perspective. It's almost time. And at this point, we've got 40 laps to go. That's a 2-stopper on ultras. Or we try to go one super long stint on the supers. Well, we'll see where we're at when we actually need to pit, which, like I said, should be soon. We're still gaining time slightly. I've got 6 seconds between the two cars. It's slightly risky to double stack, but it's certainly doable. We should be less than 4 seconds, meaning it shouldn't cost Vern any time if I do double stack. And I think this might be the lap to go on that. We have lost a second to Verstappen, so yes, let's do it here. So 20 laps is a bit of a stretch for Ocon. 40 is too much. We'd be all the way onto the softs if we were going to go the distance and not stop again. But, oh, rain. Rain is coming back again later. I'm glad I checked. The rain will be back. And we'll be back to the intermediates by lap 45. So 45. So we've got to go 26 laps. The ultras won't make it far enough, so we need to go to the supers. And we're going to lose a lot of time if we do not pit both cars this lap, as the track is drying out very fast. So we are going to take the risk. Not quite enough. Let's push Ocon a little bit more just to open that gap a little bit further. 6 seconds should be enough. He's already coming in. Ocon's in. Let's see Vern. And he's out. And he's in. No delay. No delay. So we did it. We did it. Okay, now. These tires need to last. So back off. We've got some spare fuel. We need to find our relationship to Vettel. Vettel has not stopped yet. Hamilton does not need to stop for a while, so he's kind of the de facto leader at this point. Norris, Kvyat, Russell all worked really well through the field on those intermediates. Really moved up. So did we. Look at that. We just came out in P11 and P13 after that. That strategy really, really has paid off for us. And now we're good to go until the next rain period. And guaranteed some of the cars are not going to be on the right tire compound. In fact, at this point, Perez is the only one, and Sainz are the only ones that are probably good to go. And Perez is back in 21st. Sainz is right there in the middle of us. But here comes Vettel pitting. He's going to be on super soft, so he's good to go. Loses the lead. He's going to come out in P3, P4. No, just ahead of Norris. Norris is still in the intermediate, so he's going to go backwards. He needs to pit here really soon. So Vettel comes out in P3. Hamilton now into the race lead, and we are 1 minute behind. Our lap times are what? What are our lap times? Our lap times are 1:27. So 1:27, and we're a minute down. So we are... Ocon, really nice form right now. He and Massa, best in the grid. Norris is running really well. Did I say Norris twice? Kvyat running really well. That's dropping down a bit. Ocon's still staying up there, though. So right now, P11, P13. I would imagine that Russell, we'll keep an eye on his time compared to ours. He's 22 seconds ahead just a moment ago. I've got both cars running neutral. We've got a spare half lap worth of fuel right now. And we were 20 seconds behind Russell, who just got passed by Verstappen. So we're going to keep an eye on the time gap there. See how we're doing compared to the intermediates, because that could be for position. We need it to be for position also. The Williams is one of the teams that we're ahead of in the standings. We need to make sure that Williams does not score, or at least we outscore, and we need to make sure that Alpine does not score. Alonso and Massa, 18 and 20. The two Williams, 8 and 15. And Russell's about to pit. He's in the pits now, so he's going to come out ahead of us. Oh, just ahead of us. But he's on Ultras. He's on Ultras. He's only going to get... he'll get 20 laps. It'll be enough. So we've got ourselves a battle here with Russell. 4 points paying positions. So Russell, who really benefited from the crazy shenanigans during qualifying, and particularly in Q2, has had a great race so far. And he's out ahead of us. Of course, we're going to be able to push more later. The track's still slightly damp. Speed up for a little bit here. There in 12th. That's signs of the McLaren. It is for position, but he's not really who I'm racing right now. The McLaren is definitely a faster car, so I won't defend vigorously here. Got close to 20 laps now till the rain comes back. And our gap is holding fairly steady to Hamilton. Of course, Hamilton is on the yellow-walled soft tire, which is a slower tire. But we're not slipping back quickly. Hulkenberg, though, is coming up on Verne. His tires, he's going to end up pitting early before the rains come. Albon's going to pit soon. A lot of these guys are going to pit soon. So in terms of in front of us, Norris is good to go. Vettel's good to go. Kvyat's good to go. Russell's iffy. Everybody else, those tires are going to be gone before the rains come. Which means they're almost certainly going to come out on a dry compound. And we'll see how that rain is till the end of the race. It's definitely going to... The final laps are definitely going to be intermediate level laps. So you'd be crazy to stay on the dryest to the end of the race, but I wouldn't be surprised if some cars tried to do it. So we could still move up the order from where we're at, which right now is only one position out of the points. And actually, so far, Ocon defending well against Sainz has actually pulled back out a half a second on him. Unfortunate thing for us is Russell's pulled out 6 seconds on us on those Ultras. It's going to use a little of this spare fuel now. Verne is under pressure from Hulkenberg in a similar situation to us and Sainz. Difference being that Sainz is on the soft while Hulk's on the Ultras. But those Ultras are already fairly well used by this point. Giovinazzi will be stopping anytime. He's probably the next one to come in. Verne's been passed by Hulkenberg. And there's a whole bunch of traffic just behind. That's Albon right behind us. Lap 30. This race is now half over. Ocon pulling away from Sainz a little bit now. Verne, I want you to try to recover a little bit. Ocon's running smooth, and he's not as good on tire wear. Bottas pits, comes out in 4th. It's his first stop of the race. Albon has yet to stop in this race. So he's battling back and forth with Ricciardo. Ricciardo's pit was a long time ago. He stayed on those super soft. That's who we were running with before. And we've stopped twice since that time, and we're ahead of him. That's how big of an advantage we gained from those intermediates. And I really hope some other cars decide to make that same strategy call this time around. Alright, Vern stays in 14th. 5 seconds behind Hulkenberg now. Hulkenberg's really pulled away. Albon's still just 7/10ths behind. And Ricciardo right on his tail. Magnussen right on his. And Perez and Stroll all there. So from Vern to Stroll in 19th is just 3 seconds. Bottas sets a new fastest lap after coming out on those fresh tires. We're about 10-11 laps away now from stopping. Safety car. Oof. Tricky situation here because I don't want to give up the position. And these tires will go where I need them to go till we need to stop. So no, we're not going to stop. Safety car coming out for Raikkonen, who has crashed. Raikkonen out of this race. Into the barrier here. On the exit of the final turn. We do have a few cars that have stopped. Wait. Low. What the heck happened? Ocon drops 2 places. Where did that come from? Sainz and Hulkenberg somehow got around us under the safety car? Because I was ahead of both of them. Did we make a mistake in there? Were we involved in what happened with Raikkonen? I have no idea, but we are somehow behind the 2 cars that we were ahead of. 1 lap left. This time, safety car will head to the garage. Got cars catching back up. Back up, cool those puppies down. You too, cool them down a little bit. We can get the extra heat in a little bit. Got some cars catching up. Hopefully they don't catch up all the way, but it looks like they are about to. Coming up on the rear end of the field here. Safety car is pulling away. So let's go back to push, and push for the safety car restart. And again, I do not know what happened with Ocon, how it is I went from 10th to 12th under safety car conditions. All I can assume is whatever happened with Raikkonen, I said push. Whatever happened with Raikkonen somehow affected Ocon, holding him up. Not damaged, right? Car's not damaged. Vettel gets a quick start. Hamilton pit under the safety car. Verstappen pit under the safety car. Oh, come on, Ocon. Racing Point gets around, so we're down to 14 and 15 now. This safety car was not really a good situation for us. However, here's the really good news. Ricciardo's a lap down. These guys are all a lap down. So we now have 16th down is separated by a lap. 15 up is on the lead lap. So we're at the back end of the lead lap. We need to back off. Vern is ahead now, so just let him go off a little bit. So I'll have Vern continue to push. We'll ride with Vern for a little bit, see if he can make any sort of forward progress. I want you to back off just a little bit, open up a little gap. Okay, now you can go neutral. And let's speed it up. So we've got almost a full lap gap over Ricardo in 16th. That makes me very happy. And we're about 4 or 5 laps away from that rain coming. Lap 41. Yellow flag, sector 1. Giovinazzi has spun. He's down to last place. Okay, just go ahead and relax for a little bit. Here comes the sprinkles. They're back. Get out your ice cream and enjoy the Sunday. 2 cars already stopping. Hulkenberg and Russell have already put on intermediates. Giovinazzi colliding with Jean-Eric Vergne. He's going to pick up a penalty. Vergne is okay. Now, it's not yet time to get on the intermediates because it's only damp. You gotta wait for it to be wet to have the benefit. My cars are too closely stacked right now, though, to double stack in the pits. So at this point, I am looking at separate laps. Vergne is ahead. However, Ocon's got better form. So I'm almost ready to support Ocon in that matter. No, it's not this lap. Still damp. Still damp. I'd rather go a little early than a little late. But I don't want to throw it off too far. We're up to 11 and 12 right now. Russell, Stroll, and Hulkenberg have all stopped. Okay, I think we're far enough along. I think we're still one lap away from the optimal time, so let's go ahead and give it to Vergne. And then kind of riding for Ocon just because of the form. They are quite level to each other, aren't they? We'll see how many cars actually stop. I'm hoping a lot of cars do not stop and end up losing a ton of time. We know at least 3 of the front runners have stopped. Vergne is out in 15th, of course. And he's good. He's good. Okay, Ocon will stop this lap. I want you to push. And we need to attack if you're going to pit. We're gonna give up 11th place here. It's only 15 laps to the end of the race, but it's gonna be intermediate conditions all the way to the end of the race. So the later cars wait to stop or not stop at all, the more it's gonna hurt them. And we're just about at that right point right now where it's gonna have an impact. I want your tires to last. Go ahead and start pushing otherwise. So Ocon is 2 seconds behind Vergne. Actually really means that there's no real difference in the tires right now. Save your fuel a little bit, speed things up, see if anyone's stopping. Giovinazzi's stopping. Ricardo has stopped. Everybody that's stopping is putting on the intermediates. And we're just right there, right on the edge. Let's watch our gap, 64.5. to Vettel. We should be losing a lot of time to the Ferrari. We're not. 0.2 is all. Normally we're 2 seconds a lap slower. Sainz is going backwards. Hülkenberg has passed him. So, and we've crossed the threshold. We are on the right tire. Massa is stopping. Now, Massa out of contention. Alonso out of contention. Kubica out of contention. Russell just ahead of us in 13th. So we've got 8 seconds to cover to get to Russell. Russell pit early. He's that next car ahead of us. Can we see him as we come around the corner? No. What about the longer straight here? Can't see him here either. Russell's a bit ahead of us right now. We got another car stopping. Racing Point is Sergio Perez, and he's gone backwards. Norris collides with Albon. Norris has a problem. Please be a penalty. Please be a penalty. 10-second penalty for causing a collision. And he's going backwards. He's got a problem. Go ahead and collide with the other McLaren. Take Sainz out for me. Russell is already up to 9th place. 9 seconds ahead of us. Let's push this way for a little bit. Norris and Kvyat both pitting. We're up to 11 and 12, but Russell has spun. Russell has spun. Giovinazzi has a mechanical issue. Kubica's down to 21st. Now 20th. Russell is a 1.5 seconds ahead. Vern's up to 10th. Ocon's up to 12th. He's coming up on Sainz. Gotta get around Alonso first. And he's around Sainz. We're up to 10th and 11th now. P10, P11. 10 laps. Front cars are still out there on their dry tires. Albon has spun. Grosjean. Puncture. Grosjean's going around slowly. Grosjean going backwards. He has got a problem. He's got a problem. Giovinazzi in the pits for a long term here. Where is Grosjean on the track at? Ooh, he's got this whole back straight to go through still. There goes Russell up into 8th. There's Vern. There goes Ocon. And Grosjean into the pits. We are up to 9th and 10th with Russell in 8th. We are 2 seconds behind. Grosjean's out of contention. Sainz is still going backwards. Perez is close to Ocon, and they're both on intermediates, and Perez should be faster. Got both cars in the points with 8 laps remaining. 8.5 for us. Intermediates to the end. Top 5 have not stopped. Leclerc, though, Hülkenberg has caught up to Leclerc. Will pass him here any moment. Back off just a little bit. Don't overheat those tires. Want them to last. Leclerc locked up and has been passed. Not only by Hülkenberg, but Stroll as well. Verstappen now going backwards as Hülkenberg has gotten around him up into 4th. Grosjean has spun. Another problem for Grosjean. Sainz still has not stopped, and he's going to have to stop soon. Vettel's going to have to stop soon. Why aren't they stopping now? Are you guys trying to go the distance? The Ultras might make it to the end. Might. Hülkenberg could win this race. He's almost within the pit delta now, 29 seconds behind the leader. Hamilton or Bottas, either of them stops. Alonso has crashed. Alonso out of the race. The Alpine was already at the back, though. Not affecting us today. Okay, that's good. That's good. We do not have much spare fuel. I'd like to save a little bit for later. Let's go neutral. Let's go neutral. 9th and 10th. Ocon just behind. He's got a little gap behind to Perez. 7 seconds now, actually. Leclerc is down to 8th. Russell has gone around. We are 5 seconds behind Russell. The Williams is faster than our car. I'm really nervous that he is going to keep ahead of us. And he's probably going to get Verstappen before the end. We should get Leclerc here pretty soon. ×2. We just went around Leclerc pit. Leclerc pit, he's down to 12th. So we are in 8th and 9th now. Kvyat has spun. I need Russell to spin one more time because he just passed Verstappen. Lap 55. I think we could just about start attacking with these tires to the end. They have enough tire wear to go. We'll save that fuel for the last few laps. 6th and 7th, Verstappen pits. Bottas, who just pit, passes Ocon. He's in between us. So there's Bottas trying to work his way back. Oh, Ocon has spun. Ocon spun out on the exit. We just saw it. He spun out on the exit there. Oh, wrong guy, wrong guy. Try to keep your position. I don't know who all's behind him. Perez is in that group. Perez is in that group. Ocon. No longer the hope. The gap's too big. Here comes Bottas coming through. Russell's up to 4th. Hamilton stops, but he's right behind Russell. The two Mercedes need to get by Russell. I need them to get by Russell. Alright. Time to go onto attack mode. Taking some risks here. Taking some risks. This actually could go poorly for us. What do I have to gain? I need to get around Russell. Okay, just go ahead and back off. I don't mind running hot. Let's go ahead and go neutral. Push. I've got to take what I've got. 7th and 8th. Don't screw it up, right? Just turn up the engine mode. Yellow flag, sector 1. Bottas with a problem. He's going to go backwards. Hamilton's gone around. Russell's... Bottas was trying to pass Russell. And it didn't work. He collided with Russell. He collided with Russell, and Vern has gone around. So Vern is up to 5th place. Ocon's still in 8th, but Vern is up to 5th place. So we've got Vettel in the lead. He did stop. Hulkenberg is P2. Stroll is P3. Hamilton's still trying to get back to the podium, but I have got to defend against George Russell here to the end of the race. His tires are a lot more used than mine. I want you to push. I want you to attack. Don't get past. Leclerc collides with Perez. Ocon's up to P7. He's got Verstappen just over a second behind. Go and attack. It's the last lap. There's Russell. If we sandwich him, we're going to get a lot more points than he will, because I've got 2 cars in the points and we're ahead. 5th and 7th. Holy cow, this is huge. Hang on. Hang on. You can do it. Ooh, fuel, fuel, fuel. Where are we? Where are we? We've still got almost a lap to go. Ocon is 7th. Verstappen is less than a second behind. Vettel takes the win. Vettel takes the win. Try and push. We've opened a gap to Russell. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Vern's going to claim 5th place. Vern claims 5th place. He's got it. Ocon is defending. And he'll keep 7th. He'll keep 7th ahead of Verstappen. Russell's up there in 6th. That part hurts. But what a massive, massive race for us here in the rain. Tactically, we made the right moves at the right time. Ocon with 1 spin. But otherwise, a clean race. A good race. We pushed at the right times, and holy cow, that is the biggest race in our team's young history. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Be sure to hit that like button after a tremendous team performance with both cars well into the points. Bye for now.